Did you know you can do 3D in Procreate Dreams? And the possibilities are just endless because using this technique that I just showed you, you can add buildings and fly through the buildings. You can add boxes. You can make rooms, 3D rooms, and navigate inside the room. The possibilities are endless. And all those tutorials are coming next on this channel. So if you don't want to miss, click the subscribe button. We're starting in Procreate, not Procreate Dream. And in Procreate, I'm going to create a new canvas. I'm going to use this dimension. I'm going to choose the monoline brush in the calligraphy. And what I'm going to do here is create the first side, the front side, and then the side of the box. And the box will rotate. So to do this, I will just click, hold, and without releasing my pen, I will create a box, hold again until I have a square, and with one finger, click, make it a perfect square until I like it. I like this size, and I will hold and drop the color, make sure everything is closed. Now let's duplicate, go in the selection, and here I will choose the rectangle option here. Now highlight the part that I want to delete, and I just use 3 fingers and that's it. And I have 2 parts of the square. Nice. And the last step before we go to Procreate Dream is I'm going to go here to Canvas and click on the drawing guide. Now I'm going to hide everything I don't need. Maybe I will change the color just a bit. Let me check here. And I will make it a bit yellow, bluish, doesn't matter, let's look bluish. And just a bit, because I like color. Doesn't matter at all. So what we're gonna do is make a screenshot of this canvas, like so, clicking here on the buttons, and just gonna use the middle part. I don't want anything else, like this. If you're having trouble making the screenshot, I have the screenshot down below, and you can download and use it. So we have the screenshot, and we have 2 of those files. Nice. Now let's go to Procreate Dream. In Procreate Dream, we're going to create a new movie. I'm going to use widescreen and empty. Nice. Now going back to Procreate and clicking on the first one and clicking on the second one. Now I go back to Procreate Dream and I'm just going to drop it here. Right away, what I want to do is just organize it a bit. And clicking on this icon will allow me to highlight it. And now, while they're 2 highlighted, I can group them. And now they're grouped. This will be super handy in just a moment. Now I click the plus button and the photos. And remember the photo that we took, this one. Just click on it and import it. If you're using my file, just click the plus and click the files and choose it here. Now let's organize the movie. We have one group, which represents those 2 blocks, and we have the guide. I will start with the group. It is selected with this icon, so you see, it's like this here. And I will deselect this icon, make it smaller with 2 fingers. And now if I click on it again, I will see the 4 dots, which allow me to resize. If I will have this on, I will not get the resize options. So I need to be not in any of those modes. If you're not sure what those modes are, we have a wonderful video on my channel. I will link it here also, you can check, about all the different animation modes. Check it out if you don't know. But for this tutorial, we don't need it. So let's stick to it. This group is selected. I'm just clicking here and I'm going to resize it so it will be visible. Now let's align the grid. So I'm clicking on the grid, so we'll have these points, and I'll just move it so it will be more or less touching the dots here. Here, as you see, it's perfect, almost perfect. Let me do it again, like so. Here, almost perfect, almost, not so much, but don't worry, we will do that. So we got this part done. Now on a new layer, on a new track, I will use the drawing. You see I selected already created track, but you can also click the plus and click the track. So you see this is a track. And while I'm in drawing, let me draw some guides. I'm gonna use any brush. I will use monoline, and let's use some bright greenish color. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make dots on those angles, like so. Then I will create a dot to the side, also touching the grid, like so. And we're gonna use some dots in the middle. So let me calculate how much squares we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so the middle is somewhere in 6.5. So 3, 3, 3, and the middle is here. So I will just put a dot in the middle, another dot just above it. Super. This is all we need to create the 3D effect. Wow. Now for this part, so I will move it and move it just behind it, like so. So it's behind, we don't need to see it. It's totally perfect. Remember the layer we created in the beginning, those dots? We need to extend this layer to the end. Of course, we can click on it and just drag, but it's too much time. We can just click on it and click full duration, and it will automatically go till the end of the track. And you see, our project is 5 seconds. I only need 2 seconds. I will click on the title here, click Properties on the time, and just use 2 seconds. You can do it when you create the project, but I forgot. It doesn't really matter when you do it. Just do it. So now I'm choosing the big square. It's this one, you see? And now let's start animating. So I will click on this icon, click Move, click Distort. I will move it till 1 second, move the icon a bit down, use 3 fingers to slide it down. I will click here. So we'll have this icon, but it's not activated because it's a different color. I will click on it. Now I will just push this icon here. Nice. And this here. Just check that you're doing perfectly. If it's hard for you to pin, let's click on those dots that we created. Click on this icon, filter, and we have opacity here, and I will just slide it to 30%. Now we can see our grid. Now from this end, I will put it up on the dot you created here. And the other ones should be also on this dot, like so. It's on the line. Yes, perfect, perfect. Now we're going to the other shape. And we also click in here on 1 second. I'm clicking to activate it. And I will connect the dots. So this one goes here. Nice. And this one goes the same, like so. Now about those dots. So I click here. This is very easy. I just put here. This is here. I just put here. Super nice. Now you need to check that you don't have any gaps. Don't worry about anything else. Just worry about the gaps. So I see some gaps. This is because I need to move it a bit here. And the same one here. Just a bit here. So there will be no gaps. Nice. And our cube is starting to move, but we need to do one more thing. So on this here, the first starting point should be not visible and very thin. So now if I move, I have some animation. But it's hard to see without any shades or light. So let's do that. So I'm going to start with a big front side and clicking on it and click on this icon, filter, this one, and just rising a bit. So when it's in the front, I want it to be 55. But as it goes to the side, when it's here, I want to make it the lightest. So it will be about 65, like so. Also, one thing that you need to click on here, on any of those, click Set All Easing to Linear, and do the same for all your lines, all your actions. So I did for those two. Now I click here and linear. Nice. So now this side is getting lighter. Now let's do this side and make it darker. So when it starts from here, I click the filter, I click this one, I make it darker, it's 45. And as it gets here, it should be the same light as this one. So this one is 55. Let's make this one 55. Super. Now we need to finish the animation. So we did it only to here, and now it goes more rotating. So let's do this. So I'm working on this side. Don't remember which side you're working on. I'm clicking here, clicking on it, and now remember the dots. So with the dots is here, so I'm just clicking it. I'll do it again, and I will move it here, make it as perfect as I can. Don't look at the shapes where it goes, look at the dot, because the shape will come. So as I move, it will get more perfect. Nice. Nice. And moving it up here. Oops. Click again and move it here. Nice. Now for the other one, then we're working on this layer. I'm clicking here, click. And now I need to move all the dots here. I'll have one dot here. The other dot will be here. Make it as perfect as you can. This is very important. And I will move the dot here. One on another. Super. And the last dot, before we see our result, I'm going to hide the dots. We don't need it. And now let's play. Wow. Just take a moment and realize that we just created 3D animation in Procreate Dream. And the possibilities are just endless because using this technique that I just showed you, you can add buildings and fly through the buildings. You can add boxes. You can make rooms, 3D rooms, and navigate inside the room. The possibilities are endless. And all those tutorials are coming next on this channel. So if you don't want to miss, click the subscribe button. And for now, I will just show you one last thing, what you can do from here to level it up. So I'm gonna stop the animation. We have the guide here. And I'll make the guide a bit bigger, and I will make it somewhere in the middle, like so. Duplicate it, click on it. It is very important to use track options, because if you will just duplicate it with here, it will create another one here, and we don't need it. So 2 fingers to get back. Now we have 2 layers, 2 tracks with this guide, and I'm gonna use one as a guide and another one to move things around. So I'll put this one here, so it will be straight, and another one here. Nice. Okay, now clicking on the distort again for this piece we created, I will also add a bit of perspective. So 4 here, and let's do 4 here. Doesn't need to be perfect, but more or less it will be pleasing for the eye. So the guide that we created, I will delete, leaving me only with this. And this I will duplicate again. Track options and duplicate. Now, the fun part. I will click on it again and click here and activate it by clicking. Nice. Now I need to transfer all the dots. So this dot will go here, this dot will go here, this one here, and this one here. And now, because we have the guide behind it, we know where everything should go. So this dot should go here. This one should go here. This one should go like so. And the last one should go like so. Super, super. Now, let me check what we have. So we have one group that is the square. You see? Group. This is super good. I will click on it to resize it a bit and move it up. And in the middle. Are we in the middle? Yes, we're in the middle. So we don't need the lower guide. We only need this one that we created. And I'm creating a new track under the box. Go into the drawing mode, using the black color, and any soft brush. So you can go to airbrushing, and I'm using just soft brush. And I will add a bit of shadow. Nice. And click on it and fill duration. Let's check how it looks. Look at this. Wow! We just created this in Procreate Dreams. Look at this. Is this amazing or not? Well, I'm super excited. It's just crazy. It's just crazy that with simple things like this, we can add 3D without even having the feature to have 3D in Procreate. The possibilities are endless, and all those tutorials are coming next on this channel. So if you don't want to miss, click the subscribe button